Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look at our ANC tote, or African Nightcrawler tote. So it has been 41 days since my last update, which is a little longer than I normally let these systems go, but at the same time I've been trying not to do too much because of how cool the temperatures are in my basement and how these worms really don't like these type of temperatures. So they're not going to be nearly as voracious eaters as you would see like during the summer months or when it's up around the 70s and 80 degree mark. So with that, I've been slowing down, kind of not putting in a lot of food, but today we're going to add some food, we're going to add a little bit more bedding, and I think in the last video we combined the two systems I had into one, so there's probably going to be a good check to see if there's worms in here and how they're doing. Hopefully the system still has that moisture content, which this tote did have, whereas the other one was tending to dry out a little bit more. But with that, let's take a look and see how this system is doing. All right, here is our 10-gallon tote that we have here. I already added today's date of January 30th, 2023, and as you can see, the last update was on the, looks like the 20th of December. So as I said, 41 days. Now let's go ahead and open this up and take a look. First off top, actually there's some moisture on here. That's a good sign. That means there's some humidity in this system, and there's enough heat in here to get it to kind of evaporate to the surface there. So that's a good sign. Let's just, we just took off the lid. Let's just do a quick temperature check here. So it's mid 60, 64 degrees Celsius and 18.2 for those, or I'm sorry, Fahrenheit and 18.2 Celsius. Switch those around there. So there we go. And the last time we fed, it was on this side, which I have my little piece of tape over here denoting as such. Let me just go ahead and center that again. And let's go ahead and dig through this and see how it's doing. We will add some food at the end, but as you can see on the surface here, it looks like there's plenty of cardboard in here, so there's no issues with that. A little bit dry in the bottom section here. Actually, it looks like there's still food in here. We might not need to feed this. Oh, wait, hold on. Seeing our first African Nightcrawler here, and that is a big, big boy right there. Look at that guy. So it looks like there might be a little bit of I don't know if you could see right there, but it looks like this is all wavy, like it's almost like they just laid cocoons or something like that. So hopefully that's the case. Well, I'm not seeing any in here, but I do see a lot of castings in here which look really good. Let's just see here. Oh, we got a smaller worm right here too. So we got, it looks like a baby right here, or a juvenile. That's a good sign. Now let's just see in here. This is where those coffee grounds are, and as you can see here, they didn't really break into this like I hoped. So I think we're going to have to empty these out, which is okay. We're going to empty them out on that side over here. But let's just see here as we push this off to the side nice and slow here. This is a fairly full system. Normally I don't have my systems this full when they get to 10 gallons. I try to keep them a little bit lower, but you do what you got to do for these worms, right? So it looks like this one's been chewed a little bit on this side here. But as you can see, again, they really didn't work their way in here. Again, we're going to go ahead and dump these out. Try to get these guys feeding in here, and hopefully maybe add a little bit of heat with this. Again, they're chewing on the outside, but they couldn't quite get inside into the system. So a lot of coffee grounds in here. Oh, wait, hold on. Just saw this little guy over here too. So another juvenile worm. This is a good sign. Glad to see some juvenile. Actually, there's another one that's crawling right on the bag here. I missed that one. So it looks like they are finding these, but they're just having trouble getting to them. This is a great food source, and it should warm up. Actually, this one they did make it through. So they chewed up that bottom section. You can see there's a worm right in there right now. Look at that. So this we might not need to add any food. I was expecting to add food. I was going to add some more coffee grounds, but there's another little one crawling away right there. So we're getting some juvenile worms in here. This is a great sign. Just got to empty these things out. I think we need to get them spread out a little bit more so they can get to these coffee grounds. I think they were so frozen solid they couldn't break them apart. And these bags, these things can take a while to rip through. So as you can see right here, they moved their way through the bottom a little bit, but not as much as maybe they could have had these were a little bit more readily available. Let's just go in the bottom here, take a look. Another little guy right down here. So system's looking okay. Another bag of coffee grounds in here. I put a lot of coffee grounds. I was hoping these would heat up a little bit. They probably did, but it probably would have been better had they been mixed with some cardboard. There's another worm right here, though. So, looks like there's a bunch of them in the bottom here, maybe. Oh, there's one right there on my glove. As you can see, they are trying to get around these coffee grounds, and these coffee grounds are a good source of food. Got a couple of more worms right here. So the worms are coming back in this system. I think we just need to, I think they just need more food or more warmer temperatures with a good food source. And you can see this corner here. Look at this corner. Nice castings in this corner. We got a couple more worms over here as well. 3 or 4 worms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe? 6. So they're in here. They're hiding out, but they're in here. Let's just move these off to this side now. Dig in this corner right here. We've got another, again, bag of coffee grounds. We're going to go ahead and peel that apart. Looks like there might have been maybe some, the light just tick on? It's interesting. There's some fibers or worms in there, it looks like, almost, that are like dead. I don't know. They're not moving, but they're white in color. So I don't know if those are pot worms that dried out, or I know that usually coffee grounds attract pot worms. See that? Or those are little African Nightcrawlers, which I highly doubt, though. Something tells me that they're pot worms. We got another, ooh, look at this one right here. We got a couple big ones in here. Another large one right there. Look at this one right here, though. But see, again, they're very, very lethargic. And I feel that that's because of how cold it is in this system. It's just not their temperature that they're really prolific at. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to just kind of mix this up. And actually, I have some dry food we might add to this as well. So we're going to keep the food on this side. We're going to keep this over here. We're not going to add any fresh food as far as like coffee grounds like I was planning. Instead, I do have something else that we can add that is sort of a, I've heard is a good thing for worms right here. And this is actually expired, but this is cornstarch. I've heard worms really like this. I've never actually put this in my system before because normally it doesn't go bad. In my house, we just don't buy it that often, but we've just never had to do this. But this is actually, this was stuck in the back and whoop, as a couple of years expired. All right, I'm going to put a whole bunch of it in here. A little bit more than I expected. Came out a little faster than I thought it would out of the container. That's okay. We're just going to go ahead and mix this in. Add a little bit of water to this on this side too. And we're going to go ahead and fold this stuff back over that. Hopefully this stuff's not bad for your lungs. There's a lot of it that's blowing around in here now. All right, so there we go. We added cornstarch. Now this is, as I said, not something that I've added to my bins in the past, but I've heard that worms love this when I've looked online. You know, similar to cornmeal and things like that. So with that, let's just take a look. We're going to go ahead and push all this stuff back over. And let's just go ahead and dig on this side a little bit here. Let's just see if there's anything over here to write home about. Let's just see. Other than the great looking castings in here, I'm not really seeing any worms though. And I'm not, which isn't surprising. I mean, like, they should be near the food on this side, but I'm not seeing anything in here. If you see anything on the video, let me know, but I'm not seeing anything as I dig. I've got a mango seed over here, and there was a worm in the mango seed, this little piece right there. So they did find, I guess, this food right here. This is a piece of food, really. Just break that apart a little bit more. There we go. That'll break it down. So they only seem to be focusing on that food. So not surprisingly, but a little bit. Oh, here we go. Here's one that was not near some food. So there are some worms on the other side as well. But overall, this system is looking better than I expected. I was really worried about this system. Let's just see right here in the center here. Let's just dig right here. Oh, found a couple worms already. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 worms? 4? 5? Maybe 6? Okay, there's more worms in here than I thought. I really thought that this system might be kind of dying out. Look at it. Here's another big one right here. So this system's actually not looking too bad, and actually a lot of this is mostly composted over here. We've still got some food over here now, but I think the system's looking good. It's a little bit dry though, a little drier than I thought it would be after seeing all that moisture on the lid. So we are going to add a little bit of moisture, especially to where we just added that cornmeal. So I'm just going to grab my cup here. We're going to add some of our water that has the BTI mix. I thought we'd be adding a little bit more cardboard today, but apparently not. So we're just going to go ahead and add one big scoop over there of water. And I'm hoping that this will kind of heat up a little bit too, because now that we broke those coffee grounds out, there we go, just a little bit of water. We don't need a whole lot in here, you know, because I just don't like leaving them really dry. I think that's good. Hopefully that'll bring this population back some more. But we added the cornmeal. We didn't add any other food. As you can see, though, these worms are just very lethargic. I know the water that I'm putting in is pretty chilly as well. Hopefully we'll get some heat buildup on this side with those coffee grounds being mixed in with the cardboard and the cornmeal. But we'll let this sit for another probably 30 days or so and just let them, you know, marinate in here. I don't really want to do a whole lot. I don't want to disturb them. They seem to be doing okay, as far as I could tell. And that's it for this update. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this back up. And I will mark that we fed here by putting my little red dash, just so that way we know. And we're going to go ahead and put this back on the shelf. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know, or comments, leave them down below and let me know what you think of this system. Thank you for watching.